Good evening and welcome. Trying to take a few deep breaths as we welcome in Astrology and Alchemy. It's Tuesday with Sarah and Matt. We can hear my family and your family.
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah, you can hear. My mic picks up pretty good thing. So, we're getting the warning that we're on a commercial still.
So we're not even real yet. We're not even technically real.
You got that nice little. It's always
buffer.
nice. I guess I can't say anything bad about commercials because. There we are. Thank you, Pepper, for letting us know. So good. Then all the discussion in the background that got picked up on the mics, not there.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Curtis.
Good evening, Pepper, Curtis, Brandy. I've got a haunted doll to show you.
Oh, cool.
I know. It's totally not astrology and alchemy related. Oh no, I got a little drip on my computer. That's okay. But I picked up this creature doll today. I want to show you before we get started because it's sitting here with me.
Yeah, no.
First of all, I don't even know if we can say where it's from because this country doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Oh, I missed what you said. So
Taiwan.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it still exists. It's just.
Does it?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Some people don't want it to. Very cool.
Look at her little face.
Wow.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, that is awesome. So what's the story behind it?
This came to me from, there's a religious antique store up the way where they get like religious items. They get a lot of like estates, people that die, right? The nursing home nearby. And so all the pieces that don't sell, all the pieces that nobody wants, all the pieces that are really sentimental and get separated from the hoard, it tends. And I mean some really cool stuff. And then because I'm known as the town witch now, people will set aside cool items for me and they'll be like, you got to check this thing out. And so that's kind of how this lady came my way as I walked in and the lady's like, oh my gosh, it's the weird lady. She's here for the thing. And I was like, aw. And I walked in and this is what they had. And they were like, yeah, it was given to us. So, donation. And so, I give them a big old chunk of change and walk out of there with this cool creature. And come to find out, trying to figure out where it came from and what family gave her up and like what she's made out of, it becomes a learning thing for me. And I just find it to be fun. So she's a little old lady that's made in Taiwan. And she reminds me of my grandma used to make these pantyhose people that was made out of a piece of cotton and pantyhose, pressed around. Then you'd sew the little faces into them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, she just has that little look for her, like a little pantyhose person. So anyway, as I had told people yesterday on my stream, I'm always out acquiring new and cool and weird little things. And so, man, it's just such crazy weird stuff. And so I thought I would share with you. She's sitting here next to me. So if you hear me freak out and something grabs my leg, I got more than I bargained for with that thing. But here we are.
See, I would love to have like a little like collection of like cursed things, but then when you think about it, like that's probably bad. If you don't have good luck anyway, why would you want to collect cursed things? So. I'm intrigued by it, but I don't want bad luck. So,
right, and it's not like so much the bad luck because I don't know the story. There's nothing bad associated with it, at least in these points, right? But what was it? There was something. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just somebody moving. I thought I saw like a flash of light to the right, and so.
So yeah. So you guys joining us in the chat room, wherever you're joining us from, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or the Paranormal channel or Autumn Moon Astrology, depending on wherever you have found us, we really appreciate you joining in. We ask that you like and share and tag a friend that you think would benefit from checking in with the weekly astrology. We're here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. and we do stuff throughout the week. But we're going to tackle the week. If you join us often, you know what we do. You know what we do? Today's the Nikola Tesla portal. Do you believe in that? 1112022. 111222. That must be a portal. People were asking me if it was a portal day today.
I haven't played around with that enough to, I generally just shelve everything in this maybe until I like experiment enough and kind of verify, like kind of like with the whole astrology thing. So yeah, I'm still on that questionable
halfway in, halfway out.
under evaluation on portal on like those numeric portal things.
Which it might be. Yeah. I don't numerologically speaking, for me in numerology, I'm always adding everything up to a single digit. So the fact that it would be 111, 222 isn't necessarily that profound. I do associate Nikola Tesla with sacred geometry and all sorts of really cool electromagnetic spectrum magic. But I suppose if I spoke binary, if I spoke ones and zeros, I would feel maybe like it mattered more. But it doesn't matter so much to me. So if it matters to you, no dampening or anything in that way. But we're going to jump into tomorrow. We're going to jump into January 12th, where it'll be, maybe that's even more special. 1 2 or 01 1 2 2022. What does that mean? Well, what's going to be happening tomorrow is the moon. Thank goodness, because the moon has been moving a lot, and I think a lot of people have been feeling it. I don't know about you. The feels, the feelings, the emotions. Tomorrow on Wednesday, January 12th, the moon will enter Gemini. What does that mean? Moon enters Gemini.
So, we ended last week, we're talking about like, stable and indulgent. And so Gemini is the kind of the social butterfly energy, extroverted air. So yeah, I'd say this is more emotions turning outward, interactions. This is phone call energy, texting energy. You're going to hear from people. People are going to emotionally feel like wanting to connect with somebody on a more kind of conversational, intellectual level. This isn't like a deep emotional connect. This is more air energy connection. So yeah, I'd look for contacts from people tomorrow.
Contact. Reach out. And I hear Depeche Mode. Like at first it was like reach out and touch somebody, like almost like a loving, but my intuition's like, no, that's not right. It's something else. It's something else. It's something else. It's reach out and touch faith. You know that song by Depeche Mode?
Yes, I do.
Man, that's a good one. It
Yes,
kind of makes me feel that way, and that the feelings of Gemini often being the, two-faced, which I don't think that way at all. I think of the guide Janus, the two faces, or like the never-ending story, walking through the two sphinxes or through the two portals, the two, angel and devil on your shoulder kind of thing, where you're getting two perspectives. You're getting maybe pros and cons. I tend to want to have things in twos on a heavy Gemini vibed feeling or day. So like if I know there's Gemini energy, or if I'm talking to a Gemini, for example, I will even say like, ooh, I wonder what someone else might say about that, or I wonder what the flip side of that is, and that tends to instigate good discussion. I love how Shine in the chat room had said good movie contact. And also I like the neurolinguistic play on the word contact, and that contact might actually be the acting out as well. Kind of thinking on how that might work. That's a good play there. So you
I
guys
forgot real quick the emotional thing too. I always go with like the road less traveled on that. So it's like that crossroads at Gemini too. Like which way do you go? So there could be a little bit of emotional decision, and people may want to extrovertedly bounce those different ideas off you. So yeah, I'd look for contact from people tomorrow.
Crossroads. Oh, I wonder if contact will be a play on contract.
Ooh.
Ooh. And then of course we say the word contract, and in a pandemic you think slightly different, but yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say contract is also coming through a little bit, and that Janus of the pros and cons, maybe before you sign or before you do something, that moon and the feeling of just maybe wanting to get a second opinion would be a good thing, not to fight that intuitive feeling. It's never bad to have a second opinion before you act on something. In fact, that can save you or be your saving grace. Reach out, touch faith. Ooh, it's going to be really powerful. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Just tomorrow. And that's really the only thing astrologically happening. No biggie. Something just fell into my eye just then. Okay, Thursday, January 13th. I always love the 13th. The moon still in Gemini. Okay, check. Squaring off with. Every time I think squaring off with, I think of a big punch in the jaw. Squaring off with. Jupiter in Pisces.
Nice conflict.
I know. Okay, so air, water, inner, outer. What's going to happen when you see that moon in Gemini squaring off with Jupiter in Pisces?
Okay, so Jupiter's expansion opportunity. I would say it's that car pulling up. Hop on in. We're going, and the sign's the destination. In this case, it's Pisces. The last sign, the deathbed perspective, introspective, artsy, sacrificial. So, oh man. So this is, and square is kind of conflict or in the way of. So you're having that emotional wanting to reach out and connect, and that's being blocked by these opportunity or expansion in this introspective space. So I'm going to go ahead and say this will play out like you want to go out and connect with people, and everyone's going to be wanting to kind of introspect and get into their own little internal cocoon. And so all the people you want to talk to aren't going to want to talk to you back. So it's like nobody's home. You're going to visit a bunch of people and nobody's around.
Alone in a crowded room. But
so get your conversations out tomorrow, because Thursday you're going to have a hard time getting a hold of people.
Say it Wednesday. Thursday, expect a little bit more quiet, a little bit more thinking. Quiet, no return. And that Jupiter in Pisces is going to mean that we might even feel more about it. We might even feel like, gosh, now things have marinated and I want to talk about it even more, but now I can't. So this quiet, no return, take no offense to the hush. I get, and a hush falls over the crowd. I know that we often are placing things sometimes in like predictory psychic spaces here. I'm interested for those people in the chat room that are kind of hearing this energy. What do you suggest is going to be happening this day with this vibe in the realm? Because this is always micro and macro. Hi, Macy. Shine. Brianna, all of you guys joining us, thank you so much. We so appreciate your presence. And don't forget, share with us in the chat room where you're joining us from and what your predictions are.
I ended up saying I, Macy, because my keyboard sucks and I cut it off.
And someone said, happy birthday, Matt. That was a few days back, but we are still celebrating because you should get a full week.
Well, no, Shine goes way back, and he knows that when I used to have my wine here every night, I was toasting my 32nd birthday every
yeah, it's always my 27th. I'm going to say gag order on Thursday is something to watch. I kind of feel like there's going to be a hush in that sense, too, that's very much related to feelings of things. Which brings us to Friday. Almost to Friday the 13th, but it's not. It's Friday the 14th. But something just as scary happens on Friday the 14th. One movement. One astrological bowel movement. That's all we need. Thank you very much. Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius. That's all I'm going to say. Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius. What say you?
I got an easy one for this. This is unintended consequences.
Ooh, okay.
This is thoughts and communication in Aquarius, the rebellious energy. We're going to change the world, and this is like you jump in and you go to change the world, and the change you make F's everything up a million times worse. So that is my call for Mercury retro in Aquarius.
Man, this makes me think of Spider-Man. Did you see the recent Spider-Man, the new one?
No, I haven't yet, but all my kids keep telling me there's a big twist. So don't talk to Dad about it. Don't ruin it for Dad. So, please, folks out there, don't ruin it for Dad, because
I don't know if there's anything you can ruin, or even if there is a twist, but it's my favorite Spider-Man movie by far. Cool. And I think it's intelligently done. And I would say if you've seen it, this is totally the vibe for Friday, and that your intentions will be good. Your intentions are good, of course. But the more that you try to change things, it's kind of like string theory. There's these references that with great knowledge comes great responsibility in every dimension. It doesn't matter who slips or falls or breaks, or that the things will happen as they are intended to, and the universe will unfold exactly as it should. Mercury, our thoughts are going from our brain to our communication retrograde, meaning that we aren't getting any guidance in a space of Aquarius, which is age of Aquarius. We're in this big change, metaverse, virtual, augmented space, our communication being in that. This is throwing that into that space. A restlessness, you're going to want to know, you're going to have wishes, you're going to want to express things. I don't know if it's going to be, like you said, it'll be unintended consequences. It's not going to pan out as you plan. It'll pan out as it should. So ritual suggestions, I would say probably a lot of grounding, a lot of anchoring, a lot of earth and air. So it's like a tornado or a dust storm. So a lot of like when we say hunkering down, it's usually in reference to closing your orifices, you know. And what does that mean when the sphincters are, you're not letting anything in? The siphon of information is going to kind of stop. And I kind of feel like that might be a good thing to be aware of tomorrow or Friday. Yeah. Friday when this happens. Yeah.
I'm going to rewind quick because I've been doing the song list, and I only want to comment when there's a good one that comes up. So Thursday, I gave a little insight. Thursday, Hey Jealousy, Gin Blossom. So I'm wondering about that. If you want to reach out to make contact and nobody's there, does that lead to the whole, where were you? Who were you with? What was...
Well, I was going to tell you that you were my everything. But...
It's water, it's emotions, it's... Yeah, so...
Calm down.
Watch. And I would say for me, other advice for tomorrow is, or for Friday is, when my kids were little, you'd give them some kind of instruction or something, and they'd be like, yes, yes, yes. You'd have them repeat it back to you. It's almost like that with the communication. Like confirm that people actually heard what you said, because retrograde's always miscommunication, or Mercury retrograde at least. And so, yeah, particularly in this rebellious, let's make a bunch of changes space, you want to make sure the person actually understood you when, which is interesting. This is a totally sidebar, but it's relevant. So my one son, when I pick him up from work, plays, he likes to play lots of videos. He should be playing our videos, but he plays different ones. And there's a lot of these disaster ones. And we just heard a lot last week of these awful plane crashes that killed people. And part of the thing was, before they built these redundant systems, it was radio transmissions where there was a interference in the middle. So there was a keyword lost, and there was no confirmation or anything. So they would go, so the one plane takes off when the other plane's still on the runway and they collide, or they feel, it's clear to make their turn and they don't realize there's another plane there and they collide. And so it's this whole verify what you heard. And on the flip side, if you're articulating information, verify that they actually understood what you said.
What was that? What was that? Yeah. You need to
avoid carnage by doing that.
Yes. 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 Avoid the carnage. Confirm, deny, and be clear. That's just Friday. And I think that this will pan out. I'm getting to the point now where our shows are becoming quite amazing to be able to go back and listen to and see how it pans out, because so much of it is accurate and relevant and helpful. So you guys be sure and share your own predictions in the chat as we go along here. And we're already just halfway through. It's Saturday. Saturday the 15th. It's this Saturday. Imagine yourself.
I can't wait to hear this because I went ahead and pulled the song in advance, and it's an awesome one.
Oh, is it? Okay. The moon. It's a moon shift. So it's an internal tidal wave feeling, menstrual cycle, the vibes. The moon enters Cancer.
It's home sign. So that's why Cancers get labeled as being moody, because just like the moon, it shifts. Cardinal water, so it's driving. So this is emotional security. This is going to be, seeking comfort, seeking things that make you feel better. The crab carries its home on its back, or I still like using the turtle analogy too, that it's just, that they're very security oriented because they carry their home with them. Their home is very important. And also they have that shell to protect them, because what's inside can be kind of mushy and vulnerable. So this is emotional security is the theme.
So then the shadow work, vulnerability, right? And you look at vulnerability, who, what, when, where, why. With whom am I vulnerable? How am I vulnerable? In what ways do I need more security in those areas? Or how can I have more or less comfort in these often shifting spaces? Good thing to journal on, write about. If you're writing a book, delve into your characters, let them do that work. Asking your children, if you're a parent, ways that you look and go, okay, Saturday, we're going to be a little moody. We're going to be feeling it. What things do you like to have? What are your comfort items? What are your soft spots?
We're supposed to get a big storm on the East Coast here this weekend. So yeah, this is a cuddle in and have hot chocolate and tomato soup and just comfort.
Heart health. Right here. Think about that. Okay. So getting a lot of smiley faces in the chat room. I know you guys get it. And to see how this applies is really nice too, because Mother Nature, I think, as long as, HARP isn't involved too much, we are going to see this as a natural movement in Mother Nature and the Farmer's Almanac as well. So all the organisms are going to be acting in this way. So it's kind of nice to be in connection with them as well. So Sunday, we wake up. Man, when I look, what was the song for Saturday?
Oh, it doesn't really fit the thing, but I got a kick out. I thought we were going to have a much better aspect for it. It was "Life Is Shit" by the Dead Milkmen. So I was really hoping there's going to be a really good, but yeah, that didn't hit.
Well, Sunday, when I looked at Sunday, when I meditated on Sunday, when I had Sunday in my space, Sunday, for some reason, it just speaks to me. I don't even know why. That's why I'm really excited to bring Sunday to you guys, to all of you guys listening. Take this moment, like I'm wondering what Sunday brings to you when you're like, okay, what? So Sunday, 1/16/2020, the sun will be in Capricorn. And that's conjunct Pluto in Capricorn.
Ooh.
There's something about this day. I don't know what it is. Mark my words.
Well, that's
Sun in Capricorn, conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. How do you feel like this is going to go down?
And thank you, Dolly. Dolly appreciated that I had Dead Milkman in my playlist. Capricorn, it's my sun sign. It's the goat climbing the mountain, achievement. And this is a very cool. Well, it could be cool, but it could be profound aspect in that sun, your kind of core outward self, conjunct with Pluto. We just had another weird glitch. If anybody was watching that, I love when that happens. Yep. Pluto, the big impersonal change. It's the one, I always say the Uranus change is like do I change jobs across town, or our company's moving offices across town? Pluto is, our company's moving offices to the other side of the country. You really don't have much of a choice of what you do here. You either got to move or not. So this is the combo in that whole achievement space of kind of your outward core self with this big, profound change. So I actually view this as a positive thing. This can be transformational, like tailwinds to help you achieve something. It's kind of odd that it happens on a Sunday, but so, whatever your goal is, be very clear and think of what your goals might be, because you could have a really good opportunity to achieve that on Sunday. That big Pluto profound change combining with the sun in Capricorn that's a really good aspect. And again, it doesn't happen, once Pluto moves out, which it does in a couple of years, you're not going to be getting this aspect anymore. So take advantage of it.
The song that I got whenever I had meditated on this was, and it's so weird because this band only comes up for certain things. So again, as you guys, if you've joined us, week after week, 2 weeks ago, this song showed up and I wrote it down on my, look at this. I'm a Virgo. Yes, I am. I'm a Virgo. For July. For the CERN space energy. Heavy-hearted, pill switch, synergy, July 12th. I wrote down Kaleo. Kaleo, Kaleo. I'm not sure how we say it exactly. Love that band. And here they are showing up again, where it's like, okay. This song is Way Down We Go. Oh, Father, tell me what do we deserve? Whoa. We get what we deserve. Do we get what we deserve? Way down we go. The feet run wild, away we go. Dare do we look us in the eyes? Of what do we deserve? So it's kind of like one of those, like, whoa. It felt very heavy when I was meditating on this. And it's still, even when I'm looking at it on the calendar, I'm like, I feel like something quite significant is going to happen on this day. Micro and macro, like for me and for you, for everybody listening and for everybody not listening. It's like, wow, I just kind of really feel like that's going to be, and like you said, good, and that good, and how good, and that it's an awareness of force, that core. The movie, what was that movie by M. Night Shyamalan, where they send the darn blind girl out to get help, and she thinks that there's things out in the forest, and they're all living like in a community inside of some reserve outside of New York City or something crazy. Like,
The Village.
The Village! Sorry. That awareness, like, it's good that she realized the truth, right? There is a monster in the woods, but it's not the monster you thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird thing that I feel kind of on Monday. But maybe it's just because of what Monday is. Do you know what I know? Do you know what I know? What's Monday? Anybody in the chat room know? Any of my witches know?
Well, quick
Monday.
ad, because I thought this was another good one. My Sunday song that came up was "Don't Change" by NXS. So I know somebody put in there, "Don't cut off ties" or anything. So that might be a good don't stray from your path, because profound things could be coming your way.
Oh, I love that song. Song by yes. Great song for that. Okay, Monday. It's going to be Monday the 17th. It's Martin Luther King Day, right? Or is that the 21st? No, I believe that's the 17th.
I think it's the 17th.
I'm 98% sure, but now that I've said it out loud, I'm not certain. I'm 99% sure.
I thought it was observed third Monday of January.
Yes. Full moon, baby. Wolf moon. Full moon in Cancer. Look at my eyebrows. You know what that means.
So just take what we said on Saturday and just, it's that squared, it's just all that energy, all that. It's the peak of, this was the Capricorn cycle. So this is all achievement. I think I mentioned before that when you hit like the quarter moon, that it was, time to evaluate, are you on the right course, or, is your plan right? And now this is the full manifestation of it. So how does this emotionally feel? And I kind of view this as a little bit of tension in this. If whenever you're starting something new or trying to achieve something, you hit that tipping point where you might feel a little bit of insecurity about it. Is this really the right move? You have a little bit of a doubt. You have a little bit. So I feel this is like the highlight of the whole emotional security. And do you move through it, or do you go backwards and pull into your shell? And so, coming full circle to what we said with Moon and Gemini and those two paths, it's kind of like, do you keep forging ahead on what you've lined out as your goal, or do you shut down?
And I have to try not to laugh, and I don't mean to laugh, but sometimes I don't want to get the giggles. Sometimes intuition is so strange, so freaking weird that if you don't have siblings, maybe you don't, but there's a time when you see siblings and they grab each other and they start hitting each other with their own hand, and they do the stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. What's wrong? What's wrong? Stop hitting yourself. I feel like the universe is going to be doing that with our decisions. And kind of like that. You like that? How's that feel? You like it? You like it? How's that feel now? And it's in a loving manner, but it's not really going to hurt, but it is meant to be a check, I don't know how to describe it without it sounding absolutely ridiculous, because I just think of those moments where, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. And it's so frustrating because you just want to kill your sibling, like, really. But it's also funny. It's like funny, but not funny. It's like watching stand up that you are like looking around going like, oh shit. I don't know if that's funny, but the song that played is Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers, which is kind of interesting because it's an oxymoron. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, but gosh, the song, it's like, if you didn't have the heartbreak, we wouldn't have the Adele album, kind of a thing. Like, you need it. You need it. So what's the big deal? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the question. You need it, right? So weird. It's a weird thing.
I'm
And
going to mark
then
Monday as another self-care day because, again, we got emotional energy in water. I never do well. I never do well with either of those. So, yeah, it's going to be a self-care day on Monday.
Well, Monday ain't over yet because
Oh,
something weird happens.
Wait, there's more.
Right. Wait, there's more. And this is a weird thing. When I saw it on the astrological calendar, I was like, weird. Is this right? Or did I write this down incorrectly? So you have a full moon in Cancer. But then later that evening, the moon moves into Leo. So early, or really late Monday, right before the midnight and over into Tuesday, the moon will actually shift into the sign of Leo. So you're going to feel suddenly this, in the middle of the night, this fire, right? How do you feel about
Well,
the moon?
I think it's going to be an extension of what I talked about on Monday with that whole, you have that uncertainty, this cycle, the new moon cycles in Capricorn. So do you go forward? Don't you? Do you that little bit of scared? Do I keep going? Do I not? And it's going to shift into Leo. And so I feel the nudge is going to be, yeah, you're going to follow through with it. You're just going to have this moment of hesitation. You're going skydiving, you're at the thing, and you're like, it's looking kind of scary. And then you decide, screw it, and you jump off the piece. And
it's an ego thing.
Yeah. I'm wondering why Shine's telling me to pay attention.
What?
I don't know.
Pay attention. Well, in hypnosis, we say pay attention or pay in pain. But this space of the moving into that roar, I do feel it is a feeling of fire, but it's, whereas sometimes it's ego and confidence, I feel it is going to be almost in a love space and a lust for life.
That's interesting.
And kind of breaking down love and desire for certain objects or things. Like I almost feel like the best shadow work would be, oftentimes I'll do the 8 frequencies of love and the Greek personified spaces, but then it's like, okay, lust is more eros. So like, what do you have eros for? And breaking down different love categories for different things or people or places, or, in my case, food. Why do I like this? And being able to actually break it down and understand it more in like a journaling space, going back and adding the sensual adjectives and adverbs to things to make it more desirable in a Leo way. And then, which it's kind of in this way, I look down and I go, man, we still essentially have 15 minutes left to answer any questions for you guys, which I know we will usually have a lot of questions. So that's exciting. We can even do readings if you'd like. But then it's going to be Tuesday again. We will have time traveled through that full moon, the moon moving even more, into Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, a week from now, we'll be joining each other again. But that Tuesday, something happens kind of fun. Uranus goes direct in Taurus on Tuesday. It's no longer retrograde. Uranus goes direct in Taurus on Tuesday, January 18th. What do you feel with that?
Well, I was feeling retrograde is kind of like the distorted or diminished version of what it normally is. So if Uranus is kind of that curveball rebel, kind of the thing that throws, that's unexpected, that comes throwing in, when it's retrograde, it's almost view it like the curveball squared, like it's going to come in to mess things up, but then it's going to mess things up worse than what you originally thought it was going to mess things up at. So I feel this is going to bring a little more calmness. It's weird. It's just because the wild card is going to be a little less wild in my view. So there'll be maybe a little more calm coming over things, a little bit less curveballs and things. And it's in a weird sign here because it's almost like opposite, because Uranus is kind of the rebel as well, and Taurus is stable and indulgent. It doesn't want to change or move much. So you have this weird rebellious energy in a rather inactive sign. So so I think it's a little bit less chaotic.
Lurking was the verb. Lurking beneath the surface finally breaks through. Fire and passion light up the sky, emotions running high with a calm to otherwise wild spaces. What will that be in your life? What will that be in and around you? What will that be in the world? What has been the Uranus and Taurus vibe lately?
I think a lot of indecision as to what's going to happen. Kind of, there's been a lot of back and forth. It looked like everything was opening up, and then everything started shutting down again, and we have more cases than ever, and all these kind of, like, I think maybe it just all gets a little more clear in a week.
What's it going to be?
And again, I don't know if you heard, Deltacron is out now. Delta and Omicron have merged to form their own little thing. No, maybe that'll be the curveball, but maybe it'll be a little more I don't know.
Oh, I think I know, but I can't say for certain. One must put their predictions out there. One must us write it down in their journals. Sometimes
Well, I
we
made
can't.
my prediction on the yearly one, and based on some things I'm reading, it might happen sooner than I thought. So it may actually happen next week, but I'm still sticking with I think it was February 20th that I said something profound was going to happen politically. Something that begins with an F in Washington is going to get repealed and allow a whole bunch of stuff to get passed.
I put in my predictions. This is so much fun. And guys, it's still not too late. It's still January. Write down your yearly predictions and see what you get. Join us on our show. Go back. It's on this channel. Just scroll up a little bit, play it, get out a piece of paper and write down your things. It's really fun. We own the sky is what I wrote down. I wrote down Atlanta, Georgia, pivot point. That's weird. I wrote down Daniel Martin Diaz. That's an artist friend of mine. Gnosis, and the soul cards. Health in flux. Pancho Villa and Ambrose Bierce for my spirit guides for this Spanish Civil War polarity thing happening and a subtle political polar shift right around mid to end January. So I'm excited to see like what the heck does that mean? That's not necessarily Uranus direct and Taurus, but this is going to be, I think.
So I think the same thing. I'm just a little later. I think late February.
I'm hearing Mary Poppins.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hearing the that's Chim Chimney, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the lyrics enough to that song.
Yeah.
Chim
Not that you hear
Chimney,
me
Chim
sing anyway.
Chimney, Chim Chim True. I'm gonna have to watch that. But you know what is happening in that movie right around that scene?
Which one? Does they say? Doesn't he sing
That's
it
the
twice?
dad that has left the kids home because he's going to get what he thinks is a promotion, but they're telling him that they're going to need him to do like all this work and not really make that much more money. And he's like, you know what? He pulls the like snow globe or something out of his hand. God, I'm like butchering this because I can't remember the entire movie, even though I've seen it literally hundreds of times.
He pulls the toppins, I think it was, out of his
The
hand.
toppins, that's right.
To feed the birds.
To feed the birds. And it's like, you know what? Fuck your bank. And then they're like, what? And he's like, what? And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, not even thinking about all this stuff going on. But he's making this decision, you know. I think that's what's happening in the movie at that time. Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there. It's going to be a bank issue.
The little kid had a fit and caused a run on the bank, so he got demoted. And they do all these Victorian things that, I guess were very humiliating. That just look stupid now. Like they put a hole in his hat, and they turn his umbrella inside out. And then he says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And that's when he pulls the little toppins out of his pocket, and he's like, "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious."
And they're like, what?
That's what you say when you have nothing to say at all. And then he starts laughing, and they go, "He's gone mad."
You do know it.
I don't know the song. I didn't know the lyrics to the song. I know the story. I've seen it tons of times.
Dang. Yes. We must all go and watch Mary Poppins now because this is going to play out next Tuesday in our own life. Whatever this is, subtle details and big details, it's going to happen. I know it to be true. So, what do you guys think in the chat room? What do you have to say about yours? Supercalifragilistic.
Or by parallel, the Twisted Sister video, and what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock. So you're gonna get asked something. You're gonna have somebody like yell in your face some big question like that. You just gotta have some snarky response. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The knights who say knee. You got to have your response. You got to know exactly. Not too big, not too little. One that's just right. Yeah. So, you guys, we have 10 more minutes. That is your week in astrology here with Astrology and Alchemy. If you guys have any questions, if you have any particulars, details, let us know. and we will try and answer them.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm kind of looking forward to this week. It's not too much. A full moon is always something to look forward to, witches, people out dancing naked, doing crazy things, and it's not on a Friday, it's on a Monday, so that's nice. What is it you're looking forward to in this week, Matt? Anything you got planned?
Biggest thing is that it's calmer than last week, because last week was rough, particularly Monday and Tuesday of this. Well, I mean, today and yesterday. So the fact that it's calmer will be good. I was going to be traveling, but it looks like this big storm, if it manifests the way it's looking like it's manifests, we're going to have to split our family, and some are going to travel up early, and some of us won't travel at all because need to be here, need to stay here, and the folks that can afford to be gone can still go on the trip.
Yeah, you may not be going nowhere. I don't think that we're supposed to have any crazy. Our storm that moved through this past week, because it was also crazy on my end, we had the record colds here in northern Minnesota where it was like negative 40 something wind chill. And if you're outside doing anything, your skin freezes off like a damn zombie. So don't be out doing nothing, even taking your trash out, even the kids to the end of the driveway to go catch the bus for school. Can't do it. And then Dolly in the chat room said, "Oh my gosh, my son just told me something crazy relevant to that word." I wonder if that word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or she's not clarifying. Man, we're going to be left out in the cold. Speaking of the cold, Dolly's going to leave us out in the cold. My psychic feelers say it was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. In which case, it's kind of funny. Linguistics, you guys know that's something that I work with frequently. Been talking about vulgar language lately, and like how a lot of people have sometimes found vulgar language to be offensive. Vulgar. If someone's like saying, fuck or this, that, or damn, that usually it's like sexual or religious, about sacred. Like there's certain themes. Sarah, can you say it backwards? I can't say it backwards, but I can say it with double Dutch, which I think is somewhat rare. I don't know if anyone else can do that. Oui, parlez français. And yeah, Grammarly is not turned on. I think it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is what I think is the word. But anyway, if you're vulgar, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're wanting to offend someone. It means that you're trying to make or excite or arouse your listener. So instead of yelling or doing the volume, you are using an excitable word. And people sometimes forget that it's not just to offend you. It's not just to, defile some professional space, but it might actually be to get your attention. And if someone's going, God fucking damn it, they are unconsciously trying to get your attention, which is kind of interesting. And a lot of people, I think it gets lost on that. Double Dutch. What is double Dutch? So Pig Latin. Do you know Pig Latin, Matthew?
No, not really.
Yes, you do. Maybe. I don't really either. But like, Matthew May.
I forget how you do it.
Matthew May Lozier say. AB May.
Yeah, I
don't know if you do it with syllables or with the whole word. But double Dutch is like a bike. You would talk about like a bike, think of it. Sugabo. Subu, Boogerberg, Hagbad, Lugaba, Fragabad, Jagabad, Lugaba, Stigbig, Agbat, Speak, Agbad, Lugaba, Dugaba, Shugbus. So you just double all the syllables. But I do that when I work with kids sometimes in interviewing because it's fun. Just to confuse them. Nice. Anyway, yeah. Not just to cast spells. It's not just for singing and numerology. But here we are, guys. We have a few more minutes left. I'm wondering, there's a question for you. Was wondering, when do you think it will be the day this week to sage your house or do cleansing spells?
I do Monday, the full moon in Cancer. Security, a lot of energy in the security and home. type energy. That's my gut feel. Going back to the 7 days.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the day where you got the square on Jupiter. I forget which day that was. If that was Thursday or Friday, that day I would avoid.
Right. And I would agree. I would say maybe Sunday. I'm intuitively feeling like Sunday something is going to happen that's probably going to want to push people to do that. And then Monday, they say that there's that shadow space around a moon or around any major shift. That, like, there's a shadow space. We're still in the shadow phase. We're still in it's like the parabola, I guess, maybe, or like the peripheral. Well, it's one of those big P words. We're still able to see and feel its essence, its energy, its influence. I will sometimes go to the dollar store, get one of the Catholic prayer candles, the dollar ones, get a Sharpie, whatever, decorate it. You light it on the full moon, and how long that takes to burn out is about how long I give myself to go ahead and write down all the things I wanted to do for that full moon and get those things done. So I'm not overly rushed and I can see it. And then when the candle burns out, I'm like, oh, okay, good, 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 good. And I kind of allow that time. That time is about a day and a half. Those candles can actually go for a while. Talk about anxiety if you have to leave the house, because I blow them out. And I'm like, I don't want my spell. And I'm trying to keep track of the time. And anyway, long story short, I would say about a day and a half. So I'm going to say that Sunday to Monday, you can even do it. And not just saging. What do you do? Someone said boiling cloves, cinnamon, anise, the oranges in water, making your home feel safe and warm. Matt, I know you do all sorts of fun, cool stuff with the paranormal things. What else do you do?
Yeah. Well, when I do cleansing, I do I kind of do the earth, air, fire, water. So I do kosher salt, sage, holy water, and prayers. So that's my earth, air, fire, water thing, and I do that in each room or each area that I'm trying to cleanse. So I'll do that. I do the old crystal recharge. I do the moon water because I put that in the different concoctions I make. I do my alchemy. Yes, I do my potion stuff.
Potions, which I love, by the way. I love that you do potions.
I still gotta figure out. I'm working out a way. I may, and saw some other models like this. I may actually grind the things up and then sell them as a packet. I just gotta make sure whenever you get into things that are consumed, you gotta watch some of the rules.
Could kill someone.
Exactly. But I infuse it in alcohol, so I can't sell it as made because I would need a liquor license and stuff. So that's what I do. I take a bunch of herbs and stuff, and I
cool things,
alcohol with it, and then I drink it.
Yeah, baby.
And that's my potion.
And these things, I mean, it's like tinctures. It's tinctures. It's medicine. It's plant medicine. And I feel like being able to the earth, water, air, fire, I love taking that basic, saying, okay, earth, I'm going to go garden. I like to grind up my eggshells throughout the week. If I'm cooking my eggs, which we get from our chickens, and I clean them and I keep the eggshells in the carton. And then when the carton's full of eggshells, I take them and leave them out. And then on the full moon, I grind them with my mortar and pestle with a little bit of salt, or the salt, like you said, throwing salt out of the earth, salt of the earth. That's kind of like earth magic. Of course it is. Periodic table, it's a hard matter. Put it in there. It's a solid substance. Earth. It's quiet. Hey, rock, what are you doing? Something's going to fall. Don't fall. Hey, rock, what are you doing? It's silent. This is earth. Go out and go crystal shopping. Go out and, go out rock pounding, or sit in prayer. The earth. I'm trying to think of what other earth things as far as cleansing and protection can be done. Earth.
Somebody asked about crystal. You got to check to make sure the crystals will be compatible with it, but people do different things. I've buried mine in salt. I have a whole big container of salt, and I will bury some of mine in salt if I feel the need to cleanse them. If I had them in a bad location or something was going on, and some of the other, evil entity type stuff that I dabble in.
You're dabbling.
Fighting and cleansing them, not conjuring them. in case anyone wonders.
Both. Water. I think of potions, tinctures, oils, diffusions, baths, bath salts, lotions, oils, massage, touch, sensual touch, uh, stuff in your coffee. Lately, I've been taking an orange peel. This is kind of crazy. Take an orange peel like you would a martini and light it on fire. I'm standing there at the kitchen sink scaring everybody in the house because I'm lighting my orange peel on fire. What are you doing with that crazy thing? Take it and I fluff my cream because I'm a fucking coffee snob like that. But then I throw my burnt orange peel and it carcinogenic sizzle of burnt orange peel. But then you pour your coffee over it. It's the best taste you'll ever have. It's so delicious. Water. What other water magic can we do? Moon water.
Yeah, moon
Lemon
water.
in your water. Drinking water. Air. That's sage. That's incense. That's
Well, it's
you know.
funny. I actually do the sage as my fire because it's burning. I do the air
Ooh,
as the
right.
prayer. I
Ooh.
always view air
La, la,
magic
la,
as
la,
what
la,
you
la, la,
state,
la, la, la.
manifest, say what you wish to manifest. All those, it's the verbal.
The drumming, the bells, the song bowls, the that kind of stuff. I love air. Yeah, incantations. Um, that kind of stuff. Yeah, air and smells. Boiling the stuff on the stuff. Never boiling. Should never be over 96 degrees. All of your stuff. It cancels the magic out. They say whoever they are. Fire, candles, burning things,
Mm-hmm.
sage, patchouli, leaves, things that are not going to be toxic. Um,
Also, think action. Things that
dancing.
are active, or no, not kinetic, kinesthetic. Kinesthetic rituals of some type would be in the fire space.
Yeah. And all that. And all that. Kinesthetic.
Simple thing. I don't know if you would consider it a ritual or not, but even if you think on the mindfulness type things of even, whereas meditation might be in a different space, but actually like yoga type things is
Sweating.
fire.
Stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think too, like the power of that moving, and you feel the fire and air connection, like in martial arts when you're doing the 1 inch punch and and you do the thing. You know what I mean? Like just so powerful. What about incense, air, smell, olfactory? Also the actual science behind smoke cleansing and it killing, like suffocating the bacteria in the air because they don't get enough oxygen. So the little baby, you know, probably not tardigrades, but things that wish they were like tardigrades are like, and that's the demons in the air, um, which is kind of great. So there's all sorts of cool things to know about alchemy and magic, and all of it is relative to astrology because astrology, those signs, you've got your 3 earth signs, your 3 water signs, your 3 air signs, and your 3 fire signs. And oftentimes I've noticed the behaviors of people when they're naturally doing something in their given sign, they work that magic.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew, it's so cool. Dang. Are there
That's what's
any
always cool. I enjoy when you look at somebody's chart, and you can do this. You can look up your own chart and see what the balance of where the elements are in. And then you have earth and water is like yin, so that's introverted. So it's kind of earth can be possessions, but earth can also be kind of like your mental space versus water, head versus heart's water, head's earth. And then air and fire is the extroverted. It's the opposite side of it. So it's fire is action and air is words. So if you have somebody that's all talk and no
Yes.
action, they're heavy air, no fire. It's that kind of
Yes.
somebody that's all head, no heart is earth. I'm earth air, so I'm thought and
Yes.
talk. Maybe not so much emotion and action, but
Well,
that balance is different for everybody, and you can kind of it's interesting. You can get some kind of interesting personality insights if you know like the elemental makeup of people.
and I think about Johnny Cash. He must be a heavy water air sign with a little bit of fire in all
I
the
gotta
wrong
look up his.
places.
I gotta look up his
Like
chart.
Yeah, it's exciting. Someone said, "Oh my God, I thought they were talking about a coffee enema or a coffee cleanse." That's a different kind of magic. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want us
We'll
teaching you
stay
about
away
that.
from that.
We'll clear away from that one. That's another type of protection and cleansing, but just as important nonetheless. But yes, and Katie, thank you for joining us. Even if you are joining in a little late here on the last tail end of it, guys, what's great about the show is as we disconnect here, you're going to be able to go back and replay it. You can share it for free with your friends. You can replay it again and take notes. If you think you missed something or you want to go back and laugh with us some more, you are more than welcome to do that, and we hope you do. Otherwise, we're going to be here next Tuesday, a week from now, joining you just like we are right now on Instagram, Facebook, the Paranormal Channel, Autumn Moon Astrology, all the things, all the places. Right, Matt?
Yep.
What am I forgetting?
Yep. No, I think you got it all. Just
Yeah.
hit a like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, and don't forget, we are still doing our readings. So if you guys
Yeah.
want to get a birth chart reading, or you want to learn more about like when is my moon and my moon, when is my sun and my sun, let us know. All we need is your birthday, preferably time and place, and we'll be able to get you set up on what some of that means and break it down for you. And you just get a hold of Matt or I, whatever platform you're watching, and we'll be able to get in touch with you. So have a great week, guys. I hope this finds you well. I hope you can use this information to your benefit and know that we're right there with you. We're glad to see you in the chat room. We hope to see you next week. And yeah, until next time.
Have a great week, everybody.